Students, we discussed about other two types of organization in last class. So they are called as functional and line and staff organization. Under functional organization, we discussed about structure of functional organization, advantages and disadvantages of functional organization. Again, under line and staff organization, we discussed about the structure of line and staff organization, advantages and disadvantages of line and staff organization. So these are the things we discussed in our last class. In today's class, we are going to discuss about leadership. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about these topics. So first is leadership, next types of leadership, next qualities of a good leader, motivation, Maslow's motivation theory, and Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So these are the things we are going to discuss in our today's class. So first we'll see what is a leadership. Leadership is an art of influencing followers or subordinates so that they can cooperate enthusiastically towards the achievement of group goals. What is leadership? It is an art of influencing workers or followers towards achievement of goals by cooperating towards the achievement of goals. Achievement of goals by cooperating, by enthusiastically coordinating. So this art of influencing the followers is called as leadership. So what is a leadership? It is a influencing the workers to cooperate in achieving group goals. So that means it is influencing workers ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಗೋಲ್ಸ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ತಮ್ಮ ಗೋಲನ್ನು ತಮ್ಮ ಗುರಿಗಳನ್ನ ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲುಯೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹಿಸುವ ಒಂದು ಕಲೆಯನ್ನ we call it as a leadership. Next, leadership is a process by which an executive, who is the executive? A manager or a general manager or a superintendent. So leadership is a process by which an executive can direct, guide and influence the behavior and work of others towards accomplishment of special goals. So what is leadership? It is the process of an executive can direct, guide and influence. So towards the accomplishment of special goals. So that means to achieve special goals, an executive is going to direct. Who is the executive? A leader. Who is leader? A general manager. So maybe a general manager type persons. Okay, works manager may also be there. Okay, so a leader is an executive who is going to direct ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ನ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಗೋಲ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಿರ್ದೇಶನ ನೀಡೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಸಲಹೆ ನೀಡೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹಿಸೋದು. ಸೊ ಈ ವಿಧಾನವನ್ನ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಲೀಡರ್. ಈ ವಿಧಾನವನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವವರು ಯಾರು? ಲೀಡರ್. ಈ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಎಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಟು ಇಂಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ವರ್ಕ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೊ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ಷಮತೆಯಿಂದ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯ ಯಾರಿಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್. ಸೊ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಲೀಡರ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಅ ಲೀಡರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ವಿಲ್ ಸಿ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್. ಸೊ ಅಂಡರ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್ there are 6 types of leadership is there. One is autocratic leadership, second one is democratic or participative leadership, third one is persuasive leadership, fourth one is functional leadership, fifth one free rein or laissez-faire leadership, sixth one bureaucratic leadership. So what is autocratic leadership? Autocratic leadership is a leadership where the leader will not take any suggestions from the workers or subordinates. He don't listen to workers. So whatever the decision will be taken by leader only. He is ordering, the workers has to follow. You don't listen to workers. So such type of leadership is called as autocratic leadership. ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ಗಳ ಮಾತನ್ನ ಸಜೆಷನ್ಸ್ನ ಏನು ಕೇಳೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಗಳು ಲೀಡರೇ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಆ ಥರ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್ಪನ್ನು ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಎಸ್ ಆಟೋಕ್ರೆಟಿಕ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡೆಮೋಕ್ರೆಟಿಕ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಡಿಕ್ಟರಿ ಟು ದ ಆಟೋಕ್ರೆಟಿಕ್, ಡೆಮೋಕ್ರೆಟಿಕ್ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಜೆಷನ್ಸ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾದದನ್ನು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುವಂತಹ ಲೀಡರ್. ಸೊ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟಿವ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್, ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಅವರ ಅನಿಸಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡುವಂತಹ ಲೀಡರ್ನ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಡೆಮೋಕ್ರೆಟಿಕ್ ಲೀಡರ್, ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಡೆಮೋಕ್ರೆಟಿಕ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಆರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟಿವ್ leadership. Next is persuasive leadership. In persuasive leadership, the leader know how to convince the workers in accomplishing the goals. So he know the ability of each worker so that he can convince easily. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ವರ್ಕರ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೆಲಸ ತೆಗೆಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಲ್ಲಿಯ ಲೀಡರ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ತದೆ. ಅಂಥ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್ನ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪರ್ಸ್ಯೂಸಿವ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್. In functional leadership, the leader will directly involve in the production. If any problems will be there during production, he'll go and directly assist to the worker. So he'll be a part of that work. So that type of leadership is called as functional leadership. Next is free rein or laissez-faire leadership. In free rein or laissez-faire leadership, the leader is leaving the workers as much free as possible, so they'll enjoying their work. So he is not going to follow them up. So naturally there may be lapse in the accomplishment of goals. So therefore, there will not be efficient production in this type of leadership. So such type of leadership is called as laissez-faire or free rein leadership, where the leader is allowing the people to work freely as much they want. Next is bureaucratic leadership. In this type of leadership, where a leader will listen to the suggestions, even though he listens to the suggestions, he is not implementing any of the suggestions of the worker. So unlike autocratic, a bureaucratic leadership allows the workers to speak, but he don't implement any of the suggestions from the workers. Such type of leadership is called as bureaucratic leadership. So these are the different types of leadership: autocratic, democratic, persuasive, functional, fair rein, laissez-faire, and bureaucratic leadership. Next is, what are the qualities of a good leader? So these are the qualities of a good leader. Number one, a leader should have a sufficient technical knowledge, so that he can easily convince the workers, he can easily guide the worker. He should be capable of taking an initiation. He should not postpone the things. As and when required, he should make the work to start immediately. So he should be capable of taking initiation. He should be able to take proper decisions at proper time. ಸರಿಯಾದ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ನ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಲೀಡರ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. He should be an honest, so that his workers will also be try to be honest. Leaders honest ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ workers will also be honest. He should have good communication skill. ಲೀಡರ್ಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ರೀತಿಯ ಸಂವಹನ ಕಲೆ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ, he can easily convince the workers. He can easily guide the workers. He can easily help the workers. So therefore, he should have a good communication skill. He should be self-confident. So unless he is self-confident, so achievement or accomplishment of work will not be there. So therefore, first he should be self-confident. Then he can guide his team members. So these are the qualities of a good leader. We'll see some more qualities. He should have positive outlook towards achieving the goals. Always we should be positive in achieving the goals. We should not be negative. We should be enthusiastic. So we should be always positive towards the goals. Whatever may be the goal, we should be positive. We should be able to think beyond the existing possibilities. So that we should have some new ideas so that alternative procedure of production must also be known by this leader. We should have good courage and bold to accept challenges or additional responsibility or new responsibility. If new responsibility is provided to him, he should have good courage and bold to accept those additional responsibility or new responsibilities. Next, he should be a good listener. Should be a good listener. If he able to listen properly, then he can translate that ideas into workers, so he can take the suggestion from the workers. So therefore he should be a good listener. Next, he should be able to take responsibilities and risks. He should not run away from the responsibilities. He should not run away from the risks. Since he is a leader, he should be able to take responsibility and take risks, and at the same time he should be generous in praising the good work from the workers. What is this? If some workers do good things, he should be generous so that he can praise them, so that he can motivate the workers to do good in accomplishing the enterprise goals. So these are some qualities of a good leader. Now we'll see motivation. What is motivation? Motivation is derived from the word motive. Motivation is derived from the word motive, which means to drive or to push. Motivation is the process of stimulating people to actions to accomplish goals. ವರ್ಕರ್ಸನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಯಾಕೆ? ಟು ಅಕಂಪ್ಲಿಷ್ ಗೋಲ್ಸ್. ಈ ವಿಧಾನವನ್ನು ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ಸ್ನ ವರ್ಕ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ಗೋಲನ್ನ ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ವಿಧಾನವನ್ನು we call it as motivation. Now we'll see what is Maslow's motivation theory. Maslow's motivation theory is propounded by Maslow, or Abraham Maslow is a psychologist from America. He propounded this motivation theory on the basis of hierarchy of needs. So on the basis of what? On the basis of hierarchy of needs, Maslow propounded Maslow's or his motivation theory. So what is needs? Needs are something which are required to that are necessary for an individual to live a healthy life. So what are the needs? So these are something that are necessary to lead a healthy life for an individual. ಸೊ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ತನ್ನ ಹೆಲ್ದಿ ಲೈಫನ್ನು ಲೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ರನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗುವಂತಹ ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ನೀಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ನೀಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಫರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ವಾಂಟ್. ಸೊ ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ವಾಂಟ್, ಬಟ್ ನೀಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಫರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ವಾಂಟ್ because needs are basic needs. So they are necessary for an individual to live a healthy life. On that hierarchy of needs, Maslow propounded Maslow's motivation theory. What is this theory states? This theory states we each have a hierarchy of needs. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ hierarchy of needs ಇದೆ that ranges from lower to higher. ಸಣ್ಣದರಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ದೊಡ್ಡದವರೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ hierarchy of needs ಅಂತ ಯಾವ ಥಿಯರಿ ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ? Maslow's motivation theory. Maslow's motivation theory states that each one is having a hierarchy of needs, ranges from lower to higher. As lower needs are fulfilled, there is a tendency for other higher needs to emerge. ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ? Each one is having a hierarchy of needs ranges from lower to higher. If lower needs are satisfied, then there is a tendency for higher needs to emerge. So this is a Maslow's motivation theory. Next is, so this is the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So it is represented on a pyramid. So where you can see at the bottom there is a physiological need, above that there is a safety need, above that social need, so above that esteem need, at the top there is a self-actualization need. So these are the hierarchy of needs arranged on a pyramid by a Maslow. Now we will see in detail what is this physiological need, what is this safety need, social esteem and self-actualization need. So physiological needs are such as hunger, thirst, and sleep. So these are all very basic needs. So hunger, thirst, sleep. So this should be satisfied first. These are the basic needs. So that is why it is kept at the bottom of the pyramid. So that is physiological need. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೆ ಹಸಿವು, ಬಾಯಾರಿಕೆ, ನಿದ್ರೆ ಇವುಗಳನ್ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫುಲ್ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. So that is why these are called as basic needs or physiological needs. Next is safety needs. So once he satisfied physiological needs, then a person thinks about safety needs such as security, protection from danger. Security means building houses, protection, taking the assistance from security people. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಹಾಗೆ ತಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಜನಗಳನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ ನೀಡ್ಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ is social needs. So in this type of needs, a person wants to be loved by everyone. At the same, he wants to love everyone. For that, so he tries to involve in the society. For that, he is going to make friendship. So societyಗೆ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಟ್ಟು ಜನಗಳ ಜೊತೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಶಿಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಗೇಜ್ ಆಗೋದು, ಎಂಗೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಶಿಪ್. ಸೊ this type of need is called as social needs. Next is esteem needs. These needs to be respected by, so these esteem needs, a person wants to be respected by others. In turn, he is going to respect them. So he wants a social status. So he want to be in a good position so that everybody should recognize him. Everyone should be respected by him. So he is going to respect them. Though this type of need is called as esteem needs. And when these lower physiological, safety, social needs are fulfilled, he is going to fulfill this esteem needs. At last, a person wants to fulfill his self-actualization need. So that is the topmost need where the person wants to fulfill its one's potentiality. So his capability has to be fulfilled. So such type of need is called as self-actualization. So you want to be very much respected. You want to be top in the society. So it is the ultimate position of an individual in the society. Such a type of need is called as self-actualization. We can see, so as and when we satisfy a lower need or fulfill lower need, we tend to fulfill the next higher need. So this is the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Yes, students, we discussed about leadership. Then we discussed about types of leadership. Next, we discussed about qualities of a good leader. After that, we discussed about motivation. Then we discussed about Maslow's motivation theory. At last, we discussed about Maslow's hierarchy of needs with the help of a needs pyramid. So these are the things we discussed in today's class. Thank you, students.